We live in an amazing world, full of incredible opportunities and endless possibilities. But it can be a complex and overwhelming place. When things don't work as they should, it often means that standards are absent. But when SAS standards are applied, life is just so much easier. SAS standards help us make our nation safer, cleaner, and a more efficient place. From food safety to computers, from healthcare to new technology, there are many challenges facing our environment, economy, and society. SAS can make a positive difference to all our lives. In today's ever-changing world, SAS standards help create growth, open up global markets, and make trade fairer. They also help tackle global challenges like climate change, energy, and social responsibility. SAS standards touch almost everything we do. SAS, spearheading the revival of Zimbabwe's economy through fostering quality productivity and trade, as well as consumer safety. As a knowledge-based organization, SAS values its employees. It has invested heavily in continuous professional development in keeping with the ever-changing technology. SAS' mission is to facilitate the development and use of standards in order to enhance Zimbabwe's competitiveness and safeguard the welfare of communities. Our vision is to be the recognized and credible center for standards and quality that actively contributes to sustainable development in Zimbabwe and beyond. Consumer satisfaction, credibility, transparency, stakeholder involvement, employee satisfaction, motivation and growth, care for the environment. Our head office is located at number 1 North End Close, Northridge Park in Borrowdale.
My name is Eve Christine Gadzikwa, Director General of the Standards Association of Zimbabwe. In 1960, the Standards Association of Zimbabwe was incorporated with a mandate to improve the competitiveness of Zimbabwe's products, as well as to safeguard the welfare of communities. As such, the association has worked diligently to assist industry, to improve safety, to enhance technology, and to preserve the environment. The association has also sought to aid organizations to use standardization to maximize use of limited resources by eliminating waste of time and materials that can occur in production. In carrying out its mandate, the association has managed to remain relevant by consistently identifying and responding to the needs of industry. The association has to date achieved a number of milestones, some of which are the publication in excess of 1,700 standards. The association has also certified 314 products. In excess of 120 organizations have been certified to ISO 9001 of 2008 Quality Management Systems, QMS. The association has also certified to 14001 of 2004 Environmental Management Systems, EMS. Also, ISO 18001 of 2004 Occupational Health and Safety Management Systems, OHSMS. Basic Food Hygiene and Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Point, HACCP, and Food Safety Management Systems, FSMS. All these standards, of which SAS offers services within its strategic business units, have contributed to strengthening the service delivery of Zimbabwe's economy. These milestones achieved by the association represent a sizable investment into sustainable development of the local industry, which the association has been able to make, enabled by economic stability that prevailed in the country during that period. With the economic environment remaining conducive and international accreditation of its testing laboratories to ISO IEC 17025, there is much potential for the association to achieve more growth by aligning and positioning its services to industry needs. We are confident the association will continue on this growth path and play a pivotal role in actively contributing to sustainable development of Zimbabwe and beyond.
We have testing laboratories in Workington, Harare, Mutare, and Bulawayo. SAS is headed by the Director General, who heads a team of energetic staff and oversees the day-to-day operations of the organization. Facing up to these challenges requires leadership and vision. But leaders also need practical tools they can rely on. Standards help business leaders achieve their objectives and provide governments and regulators with vital technical support. As the national standards body of Zimbabwe, SAS' core activity is to facilitate and coordinate the development of national standards and to publish national standards. The International Organization for Standardization, or ISO, defines a standard as a document established by consensus and approved by a recognized body that provides for common and repeated use, rules, guidelines, or characteristics for activities or their results, aimed at the achievement of the optimum degree of order in a given context. The different types of standards include technology symbols, classification, test methods, specifications, and codes of practice. SAS has to date published in excess of 1,700 Zimbabwean standards. As a signatory to the WTO Code of Good Practice for the preparation, adoption, and application of standards, SAS abides by its principles of openness, balance of interests and participants, due process, and consensus, and adopts international or regional standards in order to facilitate international trade. In order to ensure that the standards produced are not technical barriers to trade, interested parties, including small to medium-scale enterprises, are encouraged to participate in the voluntary national standards development work. This is the only way SMEs can ensure that their viewpoints and experiences are taken into account during the preparation of standards. SAS voluntary standards are drawn from a wealth of experience and expertise through a developing partnership with government, business, and consumers, tackling the environmental, economic, and societal challenges of sustainable development. SAS provides a forum for cooperation and consensus by developing standards through the people that need them, implement them, and are affected by them. Standards help create growth, open up global markets, facilitate trade, reduce risks, and ensure that everybody shares in the benefits. The Technical Services Divisions provide laboratory testing and engineering inspection facilities to producers and consumers for the testing of manufactured goods and raw materials. Let's take a look at the Chemical and Food Technology Division. The division offers quality, comprehensive chemical, physical and microbiological analysis and advisory services tailored to meet customer requirements at very competitive prices. Most of all, confidentiality of the test results is guaranteed. Whatever the industry or nature of requirements, SAS Chemical and Food Technology Division has the solution. With labs ideally situated in Harare, Bulawayo, and Mutare. The test services on offer include but are not limited to the following: chemical and microbiology tests, animal feed analysis, ore analysis, pharmaceutical assays, oil and petroleum products testing, raw materials and ingredients testing, metal analysis, paints and ink testing, tender appraisal tests, method development, waters and effluents analysis, yarns and threads testing, fabric analysis, lime and cement tests, wine analysis, plus a host of other top-quality testing services. Our Mutare laboratories have state-of-the-art testing equipment dedicated to the timber industry. Let's now take a look at the Engineering Division. The Engineering Division comprises the mechanical, civil, electrical, packaging, non-destructive testing, calibration laboratories, and the inspection unit. various chemical engineering tests are conducted to assess whether mechanical properties of materials used in construction and fabrication of plant, machines, or machine parts are high enough for the intended application. These are also the basis of determining causes of failure in failure investigations. The various tests include, amongst others, tensile tests, bend tests, hardness tests, nick break tests, macro examination tests, impact tests, fire extinguishers testing, wire tests, as well as failure investigation for industrial equipment and motor vehicle components. Traceable standards for mass, length, temperature, and volume are used to determine the accuracy of monitoring and measuring devices. In this regard, SAS offers services in the calibration of pressure and temperature gauges, verniers, tanks and other small containers, weights, dipsticks, tapes, and rulers. Civil engineering. Quality tests are conducted on the following: brick and concrete blocks, lintels, channels and curbs, concrete products, paving slabs, soil grading, organic content and density tests, roofing tiles, and buildings for rain penetration, impact and purlin anchorage tests. SAS also has state-of-the-art electrical laboratories with capacity to test an array of products. Quality Assurance Department. Let's take a walk through the different certification schemes and their benefits. Product certification. Product certification is a process that confirms that a product meets the necessary local or international quality standards relevant to a particular market or product set. The voluntary scheme makes it possible for goods produced under an approved system of supervision and control to be licensed as complying with the appropriate product standard. SAS, through the Quality Assurance Department, operates such a voluntary product certification scheme based on the requirements of ZWS ISO IEC 17065, which is an international standard. The SAS certification process involves sampling and testing of the product at SAS laboratories against the relevant requirements of the set standards, and also quality auditing of the production facility. Based on satisfactory results, product certification is granted by the SAS Product Mark Certification Approval Committee, PMCAC. A license is issued which is valid for 3 years on condition that the product continues to meet the certification requirements. Surveillance monitoring is done on a quarterly basis through production facility audits, monitoring of the product in the market, and testing of products sampled from both the production facility and the open market. This will also vary according to the type of product and the risk associated with the product. Once certified, the manufacturer will be able to display the SAS product certification mark on the products produced, offering objective verification of its compliance. The range of products we certify includes, but is not limited to, freezers, tires, textiles, foods, animal feeds, fire extinguishers, timber products, electric cables, and cement and bricks. Both the manufacturer and the consumer stand to gain from quality goods, improved efficiency, safe products, and market domination. Quality Management System certification. The SAS QMS indicates that organization's QMS complies with the ZWS ISO 9001. This mark may be shown on letterheads, advertising material, and other promotional material. ZWS ISO 9001-2008 is a total quality management standard that provides the requirements for quality management systems regardless of what the user organization does, its size, or whether it is in the private or public sector. The ISO 9001-2008 standard provides a tried and tested framework for taking a systematic approach to managing the organization's processes so that they consistently result in delivery of goods or services that meet or exceed customer expectations. The standard is all-encompassing and is based on the following 8 quality management principles: customer focus, leadership, involvement of people, process approach, systems approach to management, continual improvement, factual approach to decision-making, and mutually beneficial supplier relationships. Environmental management systems. The world over, people are becoming more passionate about protecting the environment and fighting climate change. SAS knows that environmental problems like pollution and climate change do not stop at national borders, so tools for tackling them need to be effective on a global scale. SAS encourages organizations to be certified to ZWS ISO 14001 environmental management systems. Environmental standards are tools for translating passion into effective action globally. The SAS EMS mark indicates that organizations' environmental management systems comply with ZWS ISO 14001. ZWS ISO 14001 addresses various aspects of environmental management. It provides practical tools for organizations looking to identify and control their environmental impact and constantly improve their environmental performance. This mark may be shown on letterheads, advertising material, and other promotional material. Both the ZWS ISO 9001 and ZWS 14001 certification schemes are internationally recognized through accreditation of SAS by the South African National Accreditation System. Occupational Health and Safety Management System. World markets are characterized by integration, globalization, intense competition, and rapid technological change. This has seen customers increasingly exposed to a variety of choice, meaning that businesses can no longer rely on the notion of a guaranteed market for their product or service. Quality assurance has become the very core of facilitating trade and safeguarding the health and safety of communities and business survival. The SAS OSHAS mark presents a